Hello, friend. Do you feel an emotional storm brewing? If so, you may be feeling this upcoming full moon in Libra, and I may be looking down from time to time at my notes. It is going to be April 1st, April Fool's Day. I don't know if they celebrate that all over the world, if that's just in America, but April 1st in Libra, 12 degrees, 21 arc minutes, exact at 10:11 p.m. Eastern. And because of some of the aspects that this full moon has, you may be feeling really strong, heightened emotions. That's often the case with full moons in general, but in particular with this one, because it will be opposing Saturn and it's also going to be squaring Jupiter. Now, when the moon can oppose Saturn, there could be this tension between our feelings and a feeling a need to maybe contain them. Like maybe there isn't the right moment or the appropriate time or space to fully express what you're feeling, how emotional you're feeling. So just remember to pause, take a breath if that's what's happening. Let's avoid a situation where you say something that you can't take back or where you may cause damage to a relationship that you can't repair. This could be that kind of full moon. Like if we're not taking the time to really be clear about how we want to communicate what we're feeling, especially because we still have Mercury and Pisces, where Mercury and Pisces can make it difficult to communicate clearly. Um, this is the full moon, the days leading up to it, those 3 days leading up to the full moon can usually be most intense for people. So if that's the case, if you're having a lot of feelings, and I'm also recording this ahead of time, so I don't know what's happening in the collective. So there could also very well be something happening in the collective that has triggered us emotionally, intensely. So if that's what's happening, pace yourself, remove yourself from the room if you need to, take a walk, that kind of thing. My name is Darice, Moon Life Illuminated. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. I do appreciate that. On this channel, I like to look at the major transits, the new moons, and the full moons, and talk about how we can use astrological energies to help do our own inner shadow work or our emotional healing, and also just how we can be more fully ourselves in these turbulent historic times. I like to guide people through these times, remind them that we're here for a reason. We are here to live our gifts, our geniuses, our skills, and our talents so that we can help make the world a better place. That's my personal philosophy on the matter. And so I like to do what I can to remind people of that, to help people calm down and help them just see more of who they truly are. And like I said, we have this upcoming full moon, April 1st, in Libra. And what's also interesting is that every full moon is a culmination of the new moon from 6 months ago. And the new moon that was 6 months ago was actually a new moon in Libra. So this could literally be a full circle moment for you because we're coming off of the last 6 months, that new moon in Libra, and now we're going to have a full moon in Libra. So maybe reflect back over the last 6 months. What did you start last October 21, 2025 that's come to fruition or is being harvested and now 6 months later? For myself, it's my podcasting. Actually, I'd had the idea of doing podcasting for years, but it was this past October, November that I started writing down ideas about what I wanted to talk about. And then I just started recording as I felt the mood. At one point, I was attempting to record every day for 111 days, and I didn't make it that far. And I'm actually restarting that process now. Oh, excuse me, just going to take a sip of water. It's so interesting. I'm usually fine. My throat is totally fine. And then as soon as I turn on the camera and start recording, suddenly that's when my throat gets scratchy or I need to clear my throat a lot. And I think it's part of this, the third chakra healing or cleansing or clearing. And the more I do these YouTube videos and the more I record for my podcast as well, I do feel like that's part of the process for me. So anyway, this past November, I started recording every day, and I didn't give myself a limit. So if I only had something to say for 3 minutes, I just recorded for 3 minutes. Some things were 10 to 15 minutes. Every now and again, it might be 20 minutes. And then as a result of that, what happened and what's come to fruition for me is I now have two podcasts. I have my public free podcast, which is New Sacred Mirrors, and I'll put the link down to that below. But I also have a Skool community where I have people come together. We talk about astrology, the current transits, but it's also a space just to be in community, just to connect with others, just to talk about some of the things what you're working on. So it's a lot of people who are attracted to me are often artists, solopreneurs, or people who are just really interested in astrology, spiritual development, spiritual growth. They've been doing a lot of their own spiritual healing and developing and expanding for, the last 10, 20, 30 years. So just amazing people. And so we come together weekly to just to talk about whatever is going on and also just to support each other on our own projects. And so when you're a part of my Skool community, which is also called Moon Life Illuminated, it's $9 a month or $50 a year. You now also get access to my private podcast. So that's only for people who are in my Skool community. And that's called Honoring My Light. And it kind of gives you a glimpse of just more of what I'm going through emotionally, spiritually, and some more of the behind the scene things for myself. So if you want to check that out, there'll be a link down to the Skool community as well. So this is what's come full circle for me. I'm finally expanding my voice. I'm letting myself speak more clearly, and I'm allowing myself just to be more vulnerable with people in my communities. I'm letting people just see more of my own spiritual growth and development, sharing what I'm experiencing and sharing what I'm learning. And so, what's come to fruition for you? What feels like a full circle moment for you these past 6 months? This is something to reflect upon as you go, as you experience the energy of this full moon. And also, maybe look at a full moon ritual where that's what you do. You take the time to honor what has come full circle for you. That could be one way to do that. And Libra is an air sign. It's often about balance and harmony. So I feel like that's even more significant that we have a full moon that's a culmination of a new moon in Libra. This could also be highlighting where we need more harmony, either within ourselves or more harmony, maybe in our relationships, maybe in a professional or business project that you're working on, maybe in a relationship with a client. Maybe it's with a romantic partner. What is out of harmony for you? This full moon can also be highlighting that for you as well. So just it's a lot to reflect upon, but but just take it one beat at a time, one thing at a time. A lot of people have a lot going on. We're still coming off of the eclipse energy, the eclipse season. And as often what happens during eclipses, there can be several deaths. We just had recently, excuse me, three celebrity deaths. Chuck Norris and the actor who played Xander on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Brendan, I can't remember his last name, unfortunately, at the top of my head. That one hit me really hard because I loved Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Xander was one of my favorite characters. So I'm sorry to see him go as well. And then also Robert Mueller died as well from the Mueller report. And there could be also other things happening in the collective as well. I know people are also starting to feel a lot of the stress around what's happening with gas prices and fuel prices as a result of the war in Iran. And that's probably going to continue to intensify for people over the next few months as we deal with the ramifications of what happens with gas and oil as a result of the conflict over there. And also, if you're feeling, the stress, the anxiety, the grief around what's happening with the war as well, this full moon may intensify that for you because full moons in general will intensify our feelings. So again, take care of yourself, nurture yourself, express your feelings in a healthy way. If you need to journal or write or dance, be in community with other people, speak with other people, get together with your therapist or your healers, maybe do the somatic work, the breath work, sound healing. I recently joined a community that does sound healings, and that's been really helpful for me as well, helping me relax. Excuse me, got to clear my throat again. That third chakra opening. But yeah, so just, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and, continue to honor your boundaries. That could get tested, especially if you're having challenges in your relationships. Because, like I said, this is a full moon in Libra. So that might bring some of those relationship conflicts to the surface. And maybe where you need to strengthen a boundary or create one if you haven't had one, that could be highlighted for you as well. So, if you need help around doing that, working with people, working with your support team, whatever that looks like, whether it's therapists, massage therapists, breath workers, sound healing, taking walks, getting out in nature, doing that sort of thing. I also offer my one-to-one sessions. I have a 30-minute witnessing you session. That's just $30. And it's a taste of my longer you illuminated session, which is 90 minutes. And during the 30-minute one-to-one, it's a chance for you to just get a sense of how I work with people, how I use astrology to help people see more of what they have going on, either how they're being impacted by the major transits, or the new and full moon community, new and full moon energies. And the 90-minute version, I call you illuminated because it's a chance for me to reflect back to you your true innate self, your true innate genius and your abilities, or what's blocking you from living from that space. Oh, pardon me. I don't know why my throat and chest is having such a hard time, but we're going to get this message out. We're going to work through it because I do feel like there is a message that needs to come through for folks, and I'm going to just power through. And this could be what this full moon and Libra can feel like for you. Maybe there is a challenge with communicating, with showing up how you really want to be, how you want to be embodied in yourself, in your truth, in your light. Um, so if that's what's coming to the surface, allow it to come to the surface and give yourself permission to be supported in however that looks. And again, just want to have you reflect on what has been coming full circle for you in these 6 months. And with that, just sending you so much love, so much joy. Oh, well, real quick, I almost forget to remind people of this. Please do like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share the video. That does help me get the message out to more folks. I do appreciate that. Again, I will have links down to all of my offerings, my You Illuminated sessions, my 30-minute Witnessing You sessions, my new Sacred Mirrors podcast, which is free. They're currently available on YouTube and Spotify at the moment. And then if you join my Skool community, you also get access to my private podcast, Honoring My Light. With that, sending you so much love, so much joy. Please be easy with yourself and always remember to honor the light within you.